you have to build a Bollywood fantasy cricket team?
I would have myself,
All right.
and as my partner, I would have Angad Bedi. Definitely have Siddhant Chaturvedi because he's a legit fast bowler. I believe Vicky Kaushal's a pretty handy player. I'm a big fan of his work.
How was it to play Vayu in Inside Edge?
Right. Inside Edge is a project that basically resurrected my career.
Yodha, a Dharma movie, that's huge. Congratulations on that, man.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And I was so happy. I was like, oh my God, that's a Dharma film.
Yodha was an amazing directors, amazing co-stars, Sid, Disha, Rashi, everyone. Part of Excel and Dharma now. God willing, we've got YRF also coming up hopefully. It was a fantastic experience.
Tell us a little more about your process.
Like the GOAT of all time, Bruce Lee once said, be water, my friend. I'll tell you something simple, with all due respect to a lot of other actors, influencers and all, everyone wants to be seen at the right parties and at the right events. I don't give two hoots about that. I'm like, bulana hai to bulao, nahi bulana hai, mere upar hai, if I want to go, I'll go.
Yeah.
You need to place yourself in the right environment and on the right platform, the right shows and the right films for the right reasons.
How was it sharing screen with Sunny Leone as co-host?
She loves this. She is truly connected to the show, to the contestants, and her charm is infectious and just into like, guys, come on.
Get ready to dive into the world of high-stakes drama, gritty crime thrillers, and unfiltered passion for pop culture with today's guest, Tanuj Virwani. Known for bringing complex, intense roles to life in series like Inside Edge, Code M, and Cartel, Tanuj has made a lasting impact across platforms on Amazon Prime to ZEE5. He was recently seen in the Dharma production film called Yodha and also has been hosting MTV Splitsvilla along with Sunny Leone. Beyond the screen, he's a sneakerhead, a cricket buff, and even a collector of rare comic figures. How cool! Let's unpack the mind behind the talent and discover the quirks and drive fueling one of India's most versatile actors. Welcome to the Thomson Andrews Show, Unveiling Journeys. I'm thrilled to take you on an inspiring ride through the lives of incredible personalities, from top celebrities to visionary leaders. Join me as we uncover career challenges, personal growth, and the transformative moments that define their journeys. Let's dive in and get inspired.
Let me get on to you. Good to see you. It's been a while. Getting sharp. Looks like you hit the gym.
Well, that's a compliment.
Happy to be here.
Welcome to the Thomson Andrews Show, man.
Well, I'm
one of the busiest actors, and so nice to have you here.
for you, never too busy, and you're starting something new, something really groovy. So I wanted to be part of it.
Superb, man. Superb.
All right, well, Tanuj, it is a pleasure to have you here and to speak to you about your wonderful journey as an actor.
Right.
And there are so many facets to you, from being an absolutely passionate cricketer to also being passionate about sneakers.
Yeah.
I'd love to know a little about your journey on Inside Edge, being a cricketer yourself, being such an avid fan of cricket. How was it to play Vayu in Inside Edge?
Right.
And also, what aspects of your skills, your cricketing skills, did you use personally in your character?
Thomson, Inside Edge is a project that basically resurrected my career. I think my career that at that juncture was on life support. I'd done 3 films as main lead, none of which worked at the box office. So I was in box office prison, so to speak. And I really needed a way out because the only roles I was being offered were hero ka dost, heroine ka bhai, very secondary and tertiary roles. And with all due respect to the actors who I say such roles, I was looking at doing something a lot more substantial.
Yeah.
So I got back to the grind. I was testing for a bunch of different projects, and that's when Inside Edge happened.
Lovely.
And strangely, a lot of people advise me against doing it because they're like, yaar, ye kya hai? What is this OTT? It's not a film. It's not television. It's some YouTube weird content.
And it was new at that time.
Because people don't fully understand what something new is when people are trying to do something different. But
Yeah.
because Excel, Amazon, Vivek Oberoi, Richa Chadda, Sanjay Suri, Angad Bedi Chavani, all these amazing actors and technicians and platforms were part of it. It gave me a lot of confidence. I'm like, listen, Ritesh and Farhan are not just going to bankroll something unless
It's a well thought of.
it's a well thought of decision. So I'm like, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And you're getting to be part of a show with amazing talent, and you're getting to do the two things that you love, which is acting and cricket. You know, kind of.
And people really loved you in that character. you know?
Absolutely. And so, of course, I was a bundle of nerves when I was shooting the first season, because I'm like, I cannot afford another slip up. I need this to be it, So sometimes you end up putting extra pressure on yourself. But I was very fortunate to be surrounded by amazing people. Karan Anshuman in particular, who's our showrunner, he had a lot of faith in me. He was the one who picked me for the show in the first place. And I think Inside Edge was the first time where I just truly surrendered to the process. And someone once told me that you start acting when you stop acting. So stop acting in front of the camera.
Wow.
Start acting.
That's a wonderful line. You start acting when you stop acting.
Yeah, नहीं तो क्या होता है? It's like, आपका dialogue, मेरा dialogue. It then becomes like one
Pretentious.
badminton का match.
बराबर.
So you need to hear and listen to what your co-star is saying, react to that, and give an organic response. So I think I started doing that with Inside Edge. So I think it really held me in good stead. Yeah.
Lovely.
And as we say, the rest is history. It really changed the trajectory of my career. Then we got greenlit for Inside Edge 2 and 3 back to back. We got nominated. We were the first Indian show to get nominated for the International Emmy Award. So a lot of amazing things happened. And suddenly, my street credit within the industry, within the fraternity, really
Rose up and-
rose up like almost overnight in a big way. And a lot more opportunities presented themselves. So yeah.
Wow, man, Inside Edge.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Tanuj as well, and to watch him in Inside Edge and see different colors of his passion come into real life from real life. It's wonderful. So. Comic collection. We know your house has its own comic museum. Now, which figure is your absolute pride and joy? And tell us a little about what sparked this from like your childhood days, your school days.
Yeah, so we're going to have to go wind the clocks back many, many years, right? Because I'm going to be 38 in a couple of months. I have been collecting since the time I was 16. I was collecting toys even before that, like any kid. We'd have like He-Man, Skeletal Man, G.I. Joe figures, all the WWF characters.
Yeah, man.
Power Rangers, you name it, right? But then I remember clearly I was in Toronto, I was walking down the street and suddenly I saw this comic book store and I'd never seen something. I'd seen like toy stores, I'd seen KB's, Toys R Us, Hamleys.
Yeah.
I'd seen a dedicated comic book store. So I'm like, what is this?
And we didn't have that in India. as
yeah,
well.
we didn't have that here. And I'm like, this is very interesting. So then I saw one little figure. It was actually not a comic book. It was from this movie called Hellraiser. It was a little character called Pinhead. It was like a bobblehead. And he had these little nails all over his face. I'm like, this is really grotesque and at the same time fascinating, So I went in and after bargaining with the store owner, I ended up buying that. So I think that's where the journey started. And I don't know. I mean, then I slowly became part of a community vis-a-vis Facebook in those days. And I realized that there are many others out there just like me.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like a whole festival now.
And I'm talking about like 2007, 2008. And it just so happened that the MCU was established in 2008 with the first Iron Man movie with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
So that's around the time when suddenly people were, kind of standing up and taking notice and taking comic books, movies a lot more seriously. Before that, a lot
and became a cult.
A lot more merchandise, a lot more awareness, and I guess sometimes you got to run before you can walk, and that's exactly what happened. And it's just snowballed into something else entirely. And my family thinks I'm crazy. My wife thinks I have lost the plot. And yeah, it is true.
So how many figurines do you have at home?
How many figures do I have? I would have an excess of 550.
Whoa, that's insane, man.
Ranging from this tiny to like really big. Yeah.
Crazy. Which one's your favorite? Like, give me, I know you love all of them. So maybe the top 5.
I mean, the bunch of them. So I actually have a dedicated flow for Marvel.
Yes, I have seen that.
And I have a dedicated flow for DC.
Yeah.
And all the other stuff. So the DC flow also houses Aliens, Predators, Terminators, Pacific Rim.
Insane.
You name it. Every you've got Bruce Lee, you've got Charlie Chaplin, you've got Marlon Brando. So you've got like some shit performances that I also think are like the GOAT performances. Al Pacino, Scarface, like you name it. So I think, of course, my first purchase, which was Pinhead, the bobblehead, is definitely one of my favorites. I have this Iron Man Mark III bust from the first Iron Man movie. It's a life-size bust. The Thanos life-size bust is actually made of medical-grade silicone, and he's got acrylic teeth. It's really freaky. He's got glass eyes, so you actually see his stubble. It's absolutely...
Are these like really heavy? It's like
Yeah, super heavy. Like, so the Thanos would be probably about 73 kilograms. Yeah.
it's like a very
Then life-size UV, another one which is my favorite is, you know, the first Jurassic Park movie where the T-Rex comes for the first time and the glass of water shaking that. So I've got a huge diorama. It's about 5.5 feet wide of that entire sequence. You know, the kids trying to escape and the cars being overturned and
the whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole scene.
So that's definitely up there. And of course, no list is complete without the Batmobile because I really love Batman.
Bro.
So I got a bunch of them. Yeah, they're all my babies. I can't really choose, but these were ranked right up there. Yeah.
Amazing, man. Amazing. In fact, I've seen some of them and we're going to definitely share some pictures on the podcast as well.
I know you're a full-blown geek. I think also because I'm a single child, so I think we are very content. अपने खुद की company में हम मस्त रहते हैं. We're very happy like that. So like I've got like Excel sheets. I've numbered everything. They're all limited editions. Some are limited to 33 pieces. Some are limited to pieces. So I know the edition size. I know what number mine is. I know the history. I know the artist who was responsible for conceptualizing and sculpting a certain thing. They usually come with artwork. So yeah, as you can see, I'm going full geek.
I think you're the only one from Bollywood who's so crazy about comics and, you know, this entire thing, which is lovely.
I believe that SRK has a life-size T-800 endoskeleton from Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Whoa!
I believe I've seen it in the background in some interview that he had done with the IB, but I'm not sure because I have not been there.
Yeah, but if ever Aryan comes over to your place, I think he's going to go gaga.
Yeah, I think he'd really love it. Yeah.
Lovely, bro. So let's talk a little about your upcoming roles and your range as an actor, because now you've just done Yodha, you know, a Dharma movie. That's huge. Congratulations on that, man. Fantastic. And I was so happy. I was like, oh my God, that's a Dharma film.
It's been a long time coming. I think it's any actor to be part of.
It's amazing.
Yash Raj and Dharma. These three luckily have been part of Excel and Dharma. Now, God willing, we've got YRF also coming up soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
No, it was a fantastic experience. Yodha was an amazing directors, amazing co-stars, Sid, Disha, Rashi, everyone. And really looking forward to, actually, I'm really looking forward to you guys' response to the upcoming stuff, you know?
Absolutely.
Honestly, 2024 has been very kind to me in a lot of ways. It's been a very interesting and diverse year because this is the first time I got to dabble in a Dharma film.
Yeah.
A show, which are my Rozi Roti OTT shows, Murshid, with KTM and Splitsvilla, hosting reality television for the first time. So now I need to raise my game for 2025 and God willing,
I'm sure you will, and there's a lot coming your way. I've already seen your platter, which we can't announce too much because let it come out first. But tell us, how do you juggle between all these different roles? Because it's that's why you're one of the most versatile actors that I've known. How do you do something on Yodha, going to Murshid, going to MTV Splitsvilla, and you've been always juggling these roles. So do you have a lot of preparation? Tell us a little more about your process.
Like the GOAT of all time, Bruce Lee once said, be water, my friend. If you put in a mug, you become the mug. If you put in a vase, you become the vase. So you just need to be in a fluid state. Be open to change. A lot of my peers, a lot of the, you know, I mean, maybe that's the way they want to roll, but I'm like, why do you all write yourself in the corner? Because you're just so caught up wanting to be the hero that you'll forget that there are hundreds of other diverse roles out there.
And there are different characters.
A normal person can do someone heroic. I'd rather play a person, an ordinary man who is capable of doing something extraordinary than a quintessential hero.
Yeah, and each time there's a different facet of your skill that you can cook.
And you know what happens is I believe that I truly have one of the most unique jobs out there because every day is a new challenge, a new character, a new setup, new technicians, new locations. So I want to thrive in that environment.
Yeah, and Tanuj, I've always seen your posts saying that you're doing a different role here in Murshid, in Yodha, in all your other series also that you've done. And then the MTV Splitsvilla thing happened. And from all your contemporaries, I feel you are so open to experimenting with your own character as an actor. It's also building you, it's also making you evolve in a very different way.
Right.
You know?
I mean, I guess variety is the spice of life, right?
It is.
I mean, I don't want to write myself into a corner where I'm doing the same roles and the same performances and same kind of sur to each of my performances. So I like to mix things up, and you're not going to always pass with flying colors. Sometimes you fall flat on your face, but I'd rather fail trying to do something different than just do the same thing. You know, I have to take you back to 2017. This is when the first season of Inside Edge came out.
Yeah.
And yeah, because that became such a big hit and the character was also kind of accepted in a big way, all the roles I got after that were cut from the same cloth.
Oh, okay.
So I actually did not take up anything till for more than a year. I sat at home for more than a year after 2017 because I'm like, if I repeat that in another performance,
You'll get
I'll get stereotyped and they'll call me a one-trick pony. They'll be like, "Acha, isko aise acting aati hai."
Barabar.
He doesn't know anything else.
Yeah.
So then, as time went by, then I did Poison, I did Codem, I did Cartel, I did all the different shows. And then, so when I was ready to come back for the second season of Inside Edge, that was still fresh because then they're like, "Arey, Tanuj aise acting karta hai." They're like, "Vayu aisa hai. Tanuj Vayu aisa play karta hai." So I think it's important to do that. And also, to be honest, in 2021, I started feeling a bit of fatigue and a bit of burnout and a bit of complacency, I think, had set into my work and my work ethic because I think I was a bit overworked at that point. And, you know, as much as we say, like, you know, kaam aana chahiye, it's very good, very good. It was very good for me. But at the same time, I felt I was not being able to draw anything fresh and new. So I just hit the pause button after I got done with all my prior commitments. And I'm like, you know, I want to reassess where I am and where I want to be.
Yeah.
You know, life's been good, work's been great. The kind of scripts offered are very good, but I need to start unlearning many of the things and some of the bad habits I had picked up as an actor. So that's why if you see from 2022, I just had 2 releases. I had Abhay Season 3 and I had Codem 2. 2023, I just had 1 release, a show called Bajao. I want to do something in a different space. And
that's the one with Raptar.
yeah, that's the one of
That was insane. That was like fantastic.
It's a lot of fun, you know. But again, it was a very different character for me compared to everything that I'd played up until that point.
That is on Geo, right?
Yeah, that was on Geo Cinema. Yeah. So I just want to keep mixing things up, and I'm more than content as long as I have at least 3 projects in a year. I don't want 2021 I had 6 projects that came out in a year.
Wow.
And I thought that was a mistake because there was oversaturation of Tanuj in the market, which is not good for any actor. You want them to look forward with bated breath to whatever you have next. If you're going to be popping out of every OTT platform every 2 months,
then you're overexposing yourself.
overexposing and that exclusivity takes a big hit.
Tell me, but it's such a tough decision to say no to a project, especially because it's so tempting from...
Because I'm Sindhi, na yaar, we love Uptik.
But who doesn't, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but again, you know, when you're getting such amazing projects from different, and people whom you want to work with, and then you have to actually say no because you want a certain timeline throughout your whole career, saying that these are things that I've chosen, not because of only say, I just want to keep on hoarding projects.
Sure.
Because eventually it's all going to feature onto your timeline.
Right.
You know, so what's the thought process? Also, there is a certain security that you need to have as an actor.
Right.
Saying that, you know what, oh my God, because sometimes it could happen, am I going to be relevant if I don't do a film for, if I just do one film?
Yeah, you're often grappling with your own insecurities and sometimes the demons are in your own head.
True.
But you have to deal with it in a kind of pragmatic way. And sometimes I believe when you're in the eye of the storm, you don't have perspective. When you take a couple of steps at the back, it lends you a lot of perspective because
Indeed.
you're able to see the bigger picture. And then you understand what is best for the nutrition of my career.
Absolutely.
That's what I try and focus on. You know, sometimes when I'm in the moment, I'm like, oh no, you know.
Yeah.
So when I assess everything that I did, everything that I put out this year, everything that I shot this year, which will, God willing, come out next year, I know, okay, this is where I am. These are the mistakes I made. This is what I need to learn from. These are the good things I did. I need to continue in that vein. So I think a SWOT analysis of your career and your ethics is very, very important.
Wow, that's fantastic. That's the first time I've heard that from an actor.
Because you got to treat yourself as a commodity, right? I mean,
It is. You're a product and you're a brand, actually.
I'm a brand, you know. Tomorrow when brands are coming to us, tomorrow when people want you to frontline a certain show or a certain film or something, that's because it's not like they like you or they don't like you. They're taking it because they think they can make money off you. It's mutually beneficial. So
It's a business deal.
If you don't nurture the brand and the brand value, and this is something I've learned from you because you've also done a fantastic job, right? I mean,
Thank you.
You know, so, you know, I like associating with like-minded people. So when I see you growing at such a rapid pace, Touchwood, it gives me a confidence that, okay, you know, like he's thinking very much the way I am thinking, which is why we get along, which is why we vibe.
No, absolutely. And I keep learning from you. And also, like, I tell a lot of my friends saying that, you know, Tanuj is very, very strategic in the way he takes his projects.
Yeah.
You know, because ऐसे नहीं कुछ भी उठा लिया, and he's, you know, from doing a Dharma to doing MTV, I was like, that's such a wide array to show your talent.
Yeah.
And so any studio who's watching you is like, this guy is the person to, he's bankable. Yeah.
Like, I'll tell you something simple, you know, with all due respect to a lot of other actors, influencers and all, everyone wants to be seen at the right parties and at the right events. I don't give two hoots about that. I'm like, bulana hai to bulao, nahi bulana hai, mere upar hai, if I want to go, I'll go.
Yeah.
You need to place yourself in the right environment and on the right platform, the right shows and the right films for the right reasons.
Yeah.
For me, that is way more important. Where you're seen, kiski Diwali party pe gaye, yeah, you know.
And that's all fluff. That's all fluff.
Because that's maybe it's different for influencers. I wouldn't really know because
Yeah.
I don't consider myself an influencer per se. I'm an
Obviously not. You're an actor.
can influence opinion.
Yeah.
But I believe that you need to nurture your career. Okay, this is where I am. This is the kind of cinema I want to do.
Yeah.
What would I want to watch if I am the audience? You know, I hate being part of that rat race, you know. I sab bol rahe abhi gym jao, abs banao, sab bol rahe abhi learn horse riding, learn kung fu, learn martial arts, this, that. Be the next Tiger Shroff, be the next this one, that one. I'm like, no. You don't want to be the next anyone. You want to be the first and the best version of you.
Yeah, because if somebody wants him, they'll just go for him.
They'll go for him, na?
Why do you want to be a copy?
Yeah. Why do you want to be the Kolaba Causeway fake version of that?
Absolutely.
The OT is still very much there. So
Absolutely.
I just feel authenticity and that USP that you have, no one else can have that. So nurture that instead of trying to be something that you're not.
Yeah, and I think that also comes from your confidence in your own talent.
Yeah.
And you're okay to say no.
Yeah.
And you're very secure because you're very strategic in your approach towards being an actor, which is brilliant actually. That's great for every actor, and to build your brand as an actor, that's fantastic, very necessary. Well, I must talk about your love for sneakers because every sneaker has a story, and I wanted I love that. The moment he ended, I was like, bro, where did you get those, man? So fantastic. So tell me, what's your most cherished sneaker that you have, and also one really, really wild place you've actually scored a pair?
Oh, I mean, so my most cherished one, I think it's one I actually picked up really recently. It's this really epic collaboration between Balenciaga and Crocs.
Whoa.
And
Balenciaga and Crocs.
Yeah, see,
Yeah, I've seen those big black ones
backwards.
with Balenciaga written in front.
You don't want to wear it where there's short people around because they really get pissed off, man. Because I'm anyways like 6+, and if it adds another 3.5 inches.
Yeah, man.
So I'm literally like, you know, like, yeah, I wore.
But those are fab,
And
and
I actually wore it for the Splitsvilla success party, and I was getting bad looks from some of the people over there because they anyway thoda vertically challenged, and when they saw it and today, they were not happy. But yeah, for me, I got it after really hunting around for them and to get the right size, to get the right price.
yeah, and the color. I love the black one.
Yeah, the black ones, yeah. So that's definitely one of my more cherished ones.
Love it.
And of course, every Jordan that I own because I mean,
Yeah, man.
I live for
Jordan fans like.
the Jordan 1, I think, is the greatest, most amazing silhouette of all time. They made a film called Air, right?
Oh, I haven't watched that.
It's the most amazing. I think it's on Prime, and you must definitely check it out. It's fantastic.
Oh.
And the second question was, what's the craziest place?
Yeah, you scored one. You travel a lot.
Yeah, of course. I do travel a fair amount. I also go on these things called sneaker trails, basically. So
I don't know that.
I'm part of these sneaker communities and all, and they suddenly like put up like this information just a couple of hours, and they're like, hey, there's a drop coming at so and so store. It's like, say for example, a Bangkok exclusive, Singapore exclusive, LA exclusive, Chicago exclusive, Miami exclusive. You will get it there, right? It's customized to that particular city or customized to a particular store. And they come in very, very limited quantities, and because I'm usually a size 11.5 or 12, so it's a little difficult
to get that
Asian markets to get my size, you know. They make very, very less of them, few of them. And I did something crazy in Bangkok. I was in Singapore because my wife is originally from Singapore, right? So I was with her in Singapore, and then I got this message, and I'm like, hey, listen, I'm going to be gone for like a day and a half. I'll be back. Where the hell are you going? I'm like, no, this drops happen, so I'm going to take a flight. I'm going to go to Bangkok.
Yeah.
I'm going to nab that pair, and I won't come back to Singapore. She's like, you're batshit crazy. I cannot believe you're acting like, you're going from Juhu to Bandra or something. मैंने ये मुझे करना ही है. And luckily Bangkok, there's no problem getting a visa.
Yeah.
तो मैं निकल गया. And then I realized that, oh shit, I forgot most of my cash in Singapore only.
Oh shit.
So I had very basic money. And I'm like, screw it. So I just literally for dinner, I'm not joking, I had wasabi nuts. I couldn't have anything, because the only money I had left was for the sneaker. It was
That's a crazy passion, huh?
it was pouring. The location was very far away from where I was. I caught the BTS, the Sky Train.
Yeah.
I went. I was looking at Google Maps on foot and stuff, and my phone died because I had not.
What are the odds?
Like an idiot. And then somehow I managed to find that store, and they had one pair left. Yeah.
Damn, man, you're lucky.
They were these
Such a lucky guy, bro.
beautiful babes, and I got them. I really cherished.
Man, insane. That's an amazing story. I think people are just gonna go nuts listening to it.
I actually documented that entire experience. I even put up a reel on Instagram. I think that's why my phone died, because I was shooting content. I'm like, this is epic. I didn't do it for anyone else to see. I just wanted that as a memory.
Yeah, means like who does that? Means
Yeah.
and you're an avid.
And just that feeling of, like achieving something, like when I got that silver box in my hands, and I'm like,
Damn.
my God, like, yeah, it was fantastic.
So how many pairs do you have now when I come to your house?
Right now, oh God, this is good. I currently, if you're talking just to sneakers, not dress shoes, not sandals or slippers, I have 307 pairs. 307.
Whoa.
Yeah, I have 3.
Whoa.
And counting.
Insane, man.
A couple next week, so my
That's the real sneaker obsession.
time episode is it might be 320.
Insane, man. But that's, boys, cars, sneakers, must have, man. Must have.
Well, there was things we could be addicted to, so
Yeah.
I think, hey, Tanya, live with it, okay? Yeah.
Nice one. Super, bro. And so pop culture.
Yeah.
This pop culture is such a huge part of our lives today.
Yeah, absolutely.
And cinema influence over
Sure.
youngsters, Gen Z. There are good things. There are some things which are questionable, which there's so much happening about. But I still feel to each their own. Everybody has a choice.
Yes.
To take something and mimic or whatever. So I'd like to know if you could bring one certain pop culture trait that you love.
Pop culture trait that I love. Pop culture trait. No, like what would it have to be?
Like I think something like you've interacted now with a lot of Gen Z on MTV Splitsvilla
Yeah.
thing. So something that some term rather that the Gen Z use.
First, so before we started shooting Splitsvilla, so we had a day of doing press and shooting some tidbits and all for social and for digital and stuff. And there was this game they made me play, where they would say a Gen Z term, and I had to tell them what it meant.
Yeah,
Bro, I kid you not. There were 10 or 12 names. I got 0. I felt like one old uncle. I felt like a freaking prehistoric dinosaur. I'm like, when did I get old? What the hell? I was the, cool kid.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a different generation altogether.
Yeah. Slugging, benching, something. I'm like, what? So I'm giving literally.
So
I'm like, benching means sitting on a bench. Firstly, why do these kids talk with that drawl? Why are they so everything?
Yeah, man.
I'm like, ठीक से बात करना है. Their dude is not dude. Their dude's like, oh, dude.
Oh. Yeah, man. Seriously. Like even I don't get it at times. I try to go with it.
Bro, honestly, you and me are very lucky. I feel we've had the best of both worlds. We grew up in a culture where, we had started getting access to cell phones and to like the older, PCs and
Absolutely.
stuff like that. And we had iPads and all that, iPads.
So we've seen that and we've seen this now.
But at the same time, at least like we would go out, we would play with other kids and
have physical interaction.
आजकल के बच्चे यार,
It's all gaming.
I want to become a dad. I'm like, dude, I want to buck that trend and I want to.
And that screen time, come karo.
Yeah, screen time, this, that. It's become too, दिन भर घुसे रहते अपने device के अंदर. And then you get मोटे चश्मे, they should not.
Yeah, man.
So I don't know if there's anything that I would like to inculcate or anything that we miss. I really feel we had the best of everything.
I agree.
You know, in the 90s and early
Like Gen Z, we love you, but
90s, 2000s, even from a pop culture, like music was better then.
Yeah.
Movies, I believe, were better then.
that's two millennials talking.
And these become like, so, you know, T20.
Yeah. Yeah. So sometimes things go over my head. I'm like, okay, you know what? Oh, this is how you need to react. But
Maybe the one thing, I mean, it's a very small thing, but I do believe all these many apps that have come out have made life a lot more fine-tuned and better.
Yeah.
That's one thing. If we had it then, that would be cool. But that's about it. I wouldn't
That's about it.
anything else, yeah.
yeah, man, I agree. I totally
And
agree.
I'm still that analog guy living in a digital world. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, yeah. You like certain
I'll
things.
give you a simple thing. So one of my friends recently bought this really fancy EV, right? And I'm sitting in his car and spent a lot of money on it.
Yeah.
And there are no freaking buttons. And you say, oh, kaisi lagi gaadi, it's amazing. No, I'm like, no, dude, it sucks. There's no physical device. I'm just touching a bunch of screens. I want to feel some knobs.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
oh, you're so old school. I'm like, I am. And I love it. And I love it.
Absolutely.
Right? This
No, but that's what. So
buttons are underrated. Yeah, I want click, click, click.
absolutely. And there are some things which we enjoy, even if, like, you know, it's all about progress and it's all about, you know, everything's getting into AI and everything. But I still feel there has to be some certain organic.
Yeah, like recently one of my shows came out, so I like reading reviews and users.
Yeah.
And what do the fans say and all that. So I went on IMDb and I'm looking at the user reviews and all the reviews were amazing.
Love that.
So I showed it to my wife and she's like, this is fake. This is that chat GPT. GPT.
Chat GPT.
She's like, they say it's artificially generated. These are not real. I'm like, why do you got to be such a ball buster, man? I actually didn't know that's a thing. But yeah, then I got to know that, yeah, it had been done.
Yeah. That's insane, man. Means
हमारे ज़माने में ये सब नहीं था.
I know you had to think and maybe sometimes even sit for an hour or a day to sit and review something. अभी तो ChatGPT पे डालते सबका आ जाता है.
Scary.
But some things are definitely good and we are all towards and pro development and, you know, advancing.
Yeah.
So one term that I personally feel that Gen Z could use for you is stan.
Is what?
Stan, S-T-A-N. Do you know what stan? Stan means, like, you know, you must follow, you must adore, idolate him because he's insane and all of that. So that's what we feel.
Should I like change my name from Tanuj to Stanuj or something?
No. But
the man.
Stan the man, but Tanuj is definitely the man, and I think Gen Z is definitely gonna stan you. So that's a new term that you can add.
Don't bench me, man. This shouldn't think I took a piss on them. You know, no, you guys are amazing. Yeah, I just don't understand half the stuff going on nowadays.
Yeah, man, insane. So if you could bring any comic character to life on screen, what would it
Like if I could play a comic book character,
Yeah.
without doubt, Batman.
and what would your twist on their story be?
He'd be living in Andheri. Yeah. The Batcave would come out from Lokhandwala back road.
And get stuck in traffic at
Get stuck in the pathor, you know. Yeah. And then he'd be like, "Yaar, I have no bharosa on these roads." So the Batmobile would turn into like a Batpod and shoot into the sky.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
That's on the making of like an Indian version.
So many buildings everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Batman would never survive in India.
Yeah, man. I think he, especially in Bombay.
Just take one of these kala pillars or like take one of the rickshaws, spray paint it black, and yeah.
Yeah, man. I think Batman is just going to go crazy. He's like, भाई इतना traffic है यहाँ पे, इतने लोग हैं यहाँ पे.
That's my Batmobile turn into a rickshaw, you know, a bat shop. Yeah.
We'd love to see that.
Yeah. Someday.
Insane, man. So while we are talking about Tanuj Virwani and we're talking about all the awesome stuff that you do, it's time to break the ice with some games.
Okay, let's play.
All right, so this game is called Sneaker Stories, and I want you to tell me any 3 of your most favorite sneaker brands and that you have, and a little backstory.
Okay, so like I stated before, the Balenciaga Crocs, definitely, because very, very difficult to get at the right price, right size, and
Yeah, and what's your favorite color in that?
the black ones.
Yeah, classic.
I love my blacks. I mean, it really goes with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Then I'm a huge Jordan 1 fan in particular. So definitely the collab that Jordan 1 did with Travis Scott, the Mochas.
Yeah.
Yeah, the highs. Definitely that would be right up there. And what would be my, dude, there's so many. I love so I have 3 pairs of the Grateful Deads, which is a SB Dunk and Nike collab that they done with like this band called the Grateful Dead. So
Wow.
I would say those. And just as an honorary mention, the Bapes, the silver Bapes that I have.
Wow.
Really, really dope. So I think, yeah, these would be some of the, yeah.
Well, thank you for that insight. And now it's time to get back to the next question.
Yes.
Tanuj, you have been part of MTV Splitsvilla, which I never ever imagined you would do, and it was such a positive surprise that oh Tanuj, abhi to dekhna hi padega. You know, so I literally watched Splitsvilla for you because you know I'm a huge fan of your work, but that show things get wild pretty fast.
Yeah.
Pretty fast. And I think
The gloves really do come off.
yeah, man. And I, with Sunny Leone and Urfi on the same show coming in and everybody's tempers rising, all the contestants are going crazy. What's the most memorable takeaway from that experience and what was it like?
You know, to be honest, I think my most memorable takeaway is the fact that I felt like my career came a full circle because Sunny and me have done a film in the past when I sang, and that was back in 2016.
Yes.
And 8 years later, you know, both of us are at very different junctures in our respective lives, personally and professionally, and we had the chance to do something completely different. You know, in that movie, I was harassing her and stalking her, and it was a very different dynamic. And this time, we were both hosting and roasting the contestants together on the same side of the fence, and just to kind of be part of that warm that she exudes and that positive.
She's wonderful, I've heard.
Amazing. And I truly believe that Splitsvilla and my stint on Splitsvilla would not have been so awesome and epic and memorable if it were not for her support.
That's lovely.
I made no bones about the fact that, boss, this is very new to me. I've never hosted anything in my life.
Yeah, and reality TV is a whole different,
I had no history.
different ball game.
No background when it comes to all this. And she was very, very kind, as were the makers and everyone. So that was my greatest takeaway. And, you know, normally when we're shooting a fiction, you never do it in a linear way. You know, I might shoot the climax, then I'll come and shoot the first scene, then I'll shoot something in the middle. I'm shooting episode 3, 5, 8, 11, all
different, and then they piece it together.
And you're kind of jumbling it all in your own mind. With this, everything's happening in real time. So we are kind of surging towards the climax, towards the grand finale, and everything's happening and unfolding. So I don't know because there's no script, and I'm like, okay, so who's going to bounce this week and who's going to get retained this week? And
I have no clue. And it's never scripted, is it?
I mean, I thought it would be scripted, but it's not. I just have been here and they're literally feeding me information on the. So I have.
Ye jhagad rahe abhi, this is what happened.
Example, of course, I knew beforehand that this time the USP was the X's, come and stuff and all that. But I didn't know exactly when they're going to enter. I didn't know when we're going to have like some new surprises, like when Swastika came or Shubi came on the show. I had no idea about these things. I got to know in real time, so I'm as shocked and surprised and taken aback as the contestants. And I think that's the beauty of the show. Because if I am in on the secret, then wo chehre pe dikh hi jayega.
Yeah, and then it looks as if you're preempting that. You know.
And also the thing is, like, you know, Thomson, what I love is that all those challenges and tasks that they perform, it all happens in front of us. There are no cuts over there. In fact, you know, I think I was also like one enthu cutlet, in the thick of things and all. So you can see the winners and the losers because you can see what's happening in front of your eyes.
Yeah, man.
If you don't bring it mentally, physically, emotionally, you will get chewed up and spat out.
Yeah, and it's just
unforgiving show.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal. And but again, it's epic. I think it's got some massive TRP.
Yeah.
And all the youngsters are watching it. It's like the in thing, and for you to be there and be the face of MTV Splitsvilla, and
so
it's beautiful, man.
Nowadays, everyone has a success party, whether your project is a hit, so-so or flop. It's media perception.
It's a thing.
So every time, and I've been doing this since Inside Edge, every time someone calls me, the EP calls me, saying there's a success party, the first question I'll ask him is, where are you having it? We had at the Taj Ballroom at Land's End.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is legit. Again, for Splitsvilla, we had a very nice fancy place.
Yeah.
So I always
ask what's the location like?
Like Zabardasti, you all will call us one dingy small place at Versova, Andheri, you know, with like 2.5 people there. I'm like, dude, ये खुद success वक्त से नहीं है, perception आप बनाना चाहते हो.
Barabar.
Yeah.
No, it has to be a proper success party.
I believe this particular season of Splitsvilla was amongst one of the best performing ones, and
Lovely.
I mean, I don't want to take credit for it. I think credit goes to the contestants here because they got a bunch of banging contestants this year, boys and girls both, and that's what made it such an epic.
How was it sharing screen with Sunny Leone as a co-host?
Easy breezy, man. She loves this. She is truly connected to the show, to the contestants, to whatever is transpiring on screen and in front of us. And her charm is infectious, and just I think to like, guys, come on, is infectious. So that just rubbed off on me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm in it. All the way.
Amazing, bro.
We shoot start to end about like 35 days, and you don't even realize. Suddenly it's day 1, next thing you know, it's day 17, next thing it's time to go back to Bombay.
Well, we really hope that all the upcoming MTV Splitsvilla is with you itself.
I hope so.
And, because you were really fun on this season. And talking about how you prepare for every single role that you do.
Sure.
Fitness is a very strong part of when you were Vayu, when you were a different character in every different film. How do you physically and mentally prep for it, even from a diet perspective? Being fit, maintained.
This is a very good question you're asking me, because I like how you asked me. It's not just about your physical prep, it's about your physical and mental prep.
Yeah.
I feel if you are mentally not of sound mind or not in a good space, it doesn't matter whether you have abs or rippling biceps. None of that matters, man. I've seen so many guys out there, they're so ripped and all, but they're just so broken and hollow inside because they're depriving themselves and they feel like they need to keep up to that one standard. And what's the point, man? You got one life, you got to be happy.
Yeah, true.
I have always made no bones about the fact that I am not a gym person. Okay. Tata bhi ho, thoda bahut jo jata hai, it's because I mean.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. It's part of the business.
Right? Of course, when I'm playing a sports person like Vayu on Inside Edge, I have to be a lot more rigorous. But I can do that, but for 5-6 months. I can't do it as like for my entire life.
Yeah, so
what I usually do is I like keeping myself somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
So I can go to Vayu also, and I can let myself completely go on shows such as Tandoor, where I was playing a real life character. I had gone up to about 94.5 kilos during that,
Yeah.
out of choice. But I like it because, I mean, this is also part of the performance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here, performance
Yeah.
not just here, it's not just here.
And I also feel...
Form yourself.
Yeah, and I also feel when you are not so unhappy with so many things that you got to do.
I'm a foodie, bro. I eat
There you go.
arts content. I don't diet. I try and eat in moderation. I touch wood. Luckily for me, I love cardio. I love running. I love swimming.
But I think you have amazing metabolism because...
I try.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. And I love sport. For me, I'm damn freaking competitive. So
Yeah.
the moment I'm playing a sport like cricket or tennis or whatever,
Yeah.
I'm in it to win it. So then you're burning calories.
Yeah.
Your body's getting a good workout. Everything is good.
Yeah, man. In fact, the other day I was chatting with Tanuj and he told me the same thing, go just do some sport and get into cardio and...
Sleep well.
Yeah, man.
Well, don't stress. Do some yoga, do some stretching. Always have movement. Hydrate. Okay,
Yeah.
it's okay if you have a few drinks. It's not going to like, oh my God, end of the world. But there must be balance. Do things in moderation.
Yeah, I think everything in balance is great. And also you need to enjoy...
Like so many of my peers and my friends, they'll be like, okay, they'll be partying till 5 in the morning. Next day, they'll put those IV drips and all. And they'll be like, oh yeah, now we are feeling great. I'm like, dude, that's a really scary and unhealthy way of going about things.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with the IV drips.
Yeah.
But the IV drips cannot be the solution to your debauchery.
Yeah.
It can accentuate an already healthy individual or
Yeah.
cleanse you a little bit or whatever, right? I mean, I'm not someone who does all that. But you can't be doing this, burning the candle at both ends.
Yeah,
so you
absolutely.
need to show some moderation and respect your body. Also, as we get older and stuff and all that, your metabolism will come down.
Yeah,
Your
and it
pulse will creak. When you get out of bed in the morning, it will be, oh my God, this is hurting, this is spasming.
Yeah. It's all part of aging.
I love taking care of myself. I love myself. You'll find me in my Instagram story, sitting in my bathtub, enjoying my chilling over there with my Epsom salts. It's my way of rejuvenating.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You gotta love yourself.
Yeah, man. So and that's what also helps you bring your most authentic self on camera. When you're happy.
And I don't understand why people can't own it, especially boys. Girls, so chalo theek hai.
Yeah.
Because, dude, I have massages. I have a facial, a manicure, pedicure. It's called self-care. That's beard.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Grooming is a very important
It's
aspect.
important, man. So I
Yeah.
don't understand. Yeah.
I think it just comes from personal insecurity.
Yeah.
तुम secure हो तो भाई क्या ही है? Because then you don't have any.
Play hard, enjoy life. That's it.
Well said.
Yeah.
That is a quote that you must follow. Well, you have such pearls of wisdom for everybody here who's known you through your on-screen character as well. How was it growing up at home as an actor? Because you've been exposed to such brilliant friends, families in the industry. Your mum is a legendary actress, and I'm one of her biggest fans. And then when we started working together, and I was like, oh my God, you're Rati man's son. I was like, oh my God. And her films have been fantastic as well. So you've already been exposed to a lot of the acting world. How was it in terms of so many aspects that you learned?
To be honest, I had a very normal, basic upbringing. I was
beautiful.
I was consciously kept away from the film industry, and also you have to, if you look at the timeline, my mother quit or took a really long sabbatical from the movies once she got married to dad. And she made a comeback as an actor in a second innings only once I was 16 years old. So during my formative years, during my teenage years, I didn't really see my mom as an actor. I saw her as a homemaker. And then once she came back with Kuch Khatti Kuch Meethi, Yaade Hum Tum, all those films, of course, Naatun Jano Naam, I would definitely visit set and stuff. So that's when I realized, oh my God, like, mom's a big deal. Those days we didn't have internet and all that exposure.
Yeah.
You just hear from people and be like, I never wanted to click a picture and ask.
Yeah, and the other day I was seeing this, I forgot the name of the movie, and your mom and Amitabh Bachchan, so Coolie, oh my God, I was like, oh my God, that's Rati.
Yeah. So, I mean, and of course, then once I got curious and interested in this line of work and all, I obviously started observing her a lot more keenly, and it's fantastic. Like I don't really need to ask advice from anyone outside of my home because
he's gone
herself.
Absolutely.
She's done like so many films over such a long span of time in so many different industries, not just Hindi films but regional films as well. And I mean,
lovely.
She's critic. Oh my God.
Oh, she is, huh?
I shudder every time I show any of my shows or films. I'm like,
whoa,
marne wali hai.
No, but that's, I think that's also good to have.
That fear makes me want to do better,
Yeah, and as long as everything is pushing you towards success and, being perfect in everything that you do and striving for excellence, I think that's great.
Absolutely.
Friendship in the industry is something which is so subjective.
Sure.
And especially in Bollywood, who's been a buddy you trust both from, from a professional standpoint and from a personal standpoint? And what's been a memorable moment with that person?
I mean, a few do come to mind. I would definitely say Siddhant Chaturvedi. We started Inside Edge. We were on the show together for a couple of seasons, and we grew very close. And it was beautiful because the kind of equation that we shared on screen as Vayu and as Prashant is something that we also kind of share in real life as well. And I could not be happier and more proud of him. To see him scale such amazing heights, get to work with the best technicians, with the best actors, with the best banners. And that boy is truly a volcano of talent, and he deserves everything he's getting, and God willing, like tenfold,
Yeah.
So he knows whether we meet, speak, whatever it is, like I've always got his back, and I always wish him very best.
That's amazing.
Apart from him, definitely Ritwik. Ritwik, someone, we worked together on Cartel. And we grew very, very close because we spent a lot of time together. And our other brother on that show, Jitendra Joshi as well. So definitely him. So yeah, there have been a few, from the girls, I would definitely say Neha Sharma, I'd say Jennifer, I'd say Rashmi. So there are a bunch of them, and I just feel... of course, being an actor is a pretty nomadic job, right? Because
it is.
Suddenly you spend like 6-7 months with someone, and you're meeting them all the time, seeing them all the time, talking all the time, and then poof, show gets over, movie gets over, project moves on.
Yeah, and everybody gets busy with their own lives.
Then we go on to something next. So of course, I mean, you can't fault anyone. It's just the nature of the business.
Yeah.
It's not a typical 9-to-5 office job.
Absolutely.
But yeah, those who matter will stick around.
Yeah.
And they have. And
that's brilliant.
Why? Yeah.
That's brilliant. So now social media is such a big conversation everybody's having. And your IG is full of sneak peeks and fitness snaps and there's so many other things on your IG.
Sure.
Tell me, isn't it consuming to constantly create content? And though this is just part of something that you do, but again, there are so many trends happening. There is the reels karna hai, ye karna hai, carousels karna hai, to constantly keep putting stuff, and then obviously everybody has a team and everything. So, what is your take on this social media?
Thomson, you're the correct person to answer this. You have been very closely associated with me and my social media and Instagram game for so many years now.
Yeah.
Now you tell me, in so many years, what trend have I followed? What reel have I followed? मैं करता हूँ जो मुझे करना है, honestly.
But you still do so much.
No, but I'll tell you what I do. Like of late, in the last 8-10 months, a year or so, I've started putting these dumps. What are the dumps? We're having a conversation, something memorable, something happens, someone captures it. I like it. This is what happening in my life right now, guys.
Lovely.
I want people to see the person. I don't want them to see the brand. I don't want them to see the actor. I want them to see who I am,
Who you are.
Chilling at home with my wife, with my kid, with my pets, with my parents, with my friends, traveling, meeting new people, making new memories. So
Yeah.
for me, these trends, I don't understand only,
Yeah, you come across very relatable on social media.
And I like that because so I don't, because I'm not following any trend and I'm not part of that rat race, I don't feel any pressure, na.
Yeah.
I have a bank of things which are actually occurring in my life.
And you're very authentic on social media.
Nowadays you can put those 10, 15, 20 pictures. I'm like, dal do na 10, 15. People like it. Then I'm like, acha, isse acha attraction aa raha hai. I think people find this more relatable. You won't believe it, but people find this 10 times more relatable than me putting these smoldering pictures of me, in a photo shoot and stuff and all that. They prefer this.
Yeah, they like the more real version of you.
You'll never see me putting any of these filters and doing all the shushagiri.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, theek hai yaar.
That's brilliant. Yeah, so you've really embraced social media. Keep it up.
Keep it real. That's
Keep it real.
Keep it real.
Keep it simple. Keep it real.
Because that authenticity is what will make people gravitate towards you.
Yeah.
Not all this, not just like, otherwise you just like fit, like why and fit in.
And also I think there's
all to stand out, man. Why?
Exactly,
Just fit in.
well
the
said.
way.
And I think also when you pretend too much, that's you take a lot more effort.
It's so tiring to
It's
act,
very tiring.
Because we're acting.
Coming from an actor.
Act when the camera's rolling, act when you're playing a character.
Exactly.
Even when I was starting my journey on Splitsvilla, I told her, I'm like, hey, listen, you guys signed Tanuj. You guys are not signed Vayu. You guys didn't sign any other character played.
Yeah. So I'm just going to be
I am going to be me.
Yeah.
That's us, because that's how I speak in real life. If someone pisses me off, I will put them in their place. If I like something, I will laugh. Please let me. They're like, that's what we want. We want you, Tanuj. We don't want you to act.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason why I connected with the audience of Splitsvilla, because I'm not acting.
Yeah.
I was being.
You're being
You see how
authentic.
natural Sunny is. She's exactly like that. She's not acting. So just keep it real.
Though on social media, you might be getting a lot of amazing interactions from fans. What is one of the wildest fan interaction you've had?
I mean, I've had a bunch of stalkers over the years.
Of course, girls are going crazy. And now that you're hits,
And also, there's a flip side to everything. Like sometimes what happens is now, many of the girls I work with, you can Rashmi, Neha Sharma,
Jennifer, yeah.
These guys have massive fan bases, right? So like on the show that Rashmi and me did called Tandoor, my character kills her, right? And then chops her into little pieces. Pretty graphic, right?
Yeah.
A lot of hate from her fans, man. But guys, I love your Rashmi.
Yeah, and she's very much alive.
We hang together from time to time. ऐसी बात नहीं है. On the second season of Code, I'm sorry, spoiler alert, but like I kind of double cross Jennifer's character. Her fans got like pretty wild, wow, हमारे Jenny के साथ ऐसे. I'm like,
अरे बाप रे भाई, ये खाली screen पे.
yeah. So I also get ample amount of hate sometimes and all. And earlier to affect me, I'm like, यार मैं तो अपना काम कर रहा हूँ चुप.
Yeah.
What is this?
But you got to I think take it with a kilo of salt.
Maybe they think I'm such a good actor that they're finding it so believable. ठीक है यार.
Yeah.
Nothing like bad publicity.
Yeah, but you grow thick skin to, trolls.
If you don't grow a thick skin, you will not tickle.
And you can't take everything personally.
You shouldn't.
Because I think that's
training.
you beautifully compartmentalize your screen life and your personal life. And I'm like, भाई वो तो character का है भाई, personally तो नहीं है मुझे कोई grudge. So that's wonderful. You tell me one from all of your projects basically, which one has felt like the biggest game changer personally in your career?
No brainer, yaar. Thomson, Inside Edge, man. Because as when we started today's session, I told you I was really in a bad space from a career perspective at that point. I really didn't know like what's my next move. Where do I go from here? Is there a move or do I need to start looking at an alternative career?
Yeah.
And then Inside Edge happened. So that really was a massive, massive game changer, and it continues to have a ripple effect on my career. Even today, like, you know, it's not just in Bombay or like in India. You know, when I'm traveling, I could be in the UK, the States, in Dubai, Singapore, Malaysia, all over the world, because Amazon is in so many countries. So
Yeah.
you see that content over there.
Yeah.
And that show really boosted like my career trajectory in a massive way. So I owe a lot of who I am today and the opportunities that I continue to get based on
Pretty much been a turning point in your career.
big, massive. Can never stress enough how massive that impact has been of that character, of that portrayal, and of that show.
Lovely, man. Lovely. And lastly, I want to ask you, what's coming up? What's cooking for Tanuj Virwani?
Well, I mean, by the grace of God, there's a bunch of cool things coming up. I believe my next release will be the show that I've done with Applause. It's tentatively titled DAU, Domestic Anti-Terrorism Unit.
Wow.
Playing an ACP on that. Rahul Dev is my senior.
ACP, sir.
So we'll get a nice mooch in that. I've also got Mustafa Bowman, who is Abbas Masan to Mustan sir's son.
Oh, okay. I think I seen a picture of you in that.
Yeah, you must have,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's we got a chance to do like some ass kicking and some
Damn good, man. Damn good.
really cool like aesthetic. So really looking forward to that. I've got this very interesting film called Johnny Jumper coming out.
Johnny Jumper.
It's a film directed by Saurabh Verma, who had made Mickey Virus, and it's also got Vijay Raz, who's playing the main antagonist.
Wow.
Brijinder Kala, Zakir Hussain, Zarina Wahab. I play a cable operative
Amazing.
in Bhopal, who's a Parker expert, and he's also undercover mole for the local law enforcement.
You learn, Parker?
In a little bit I learned, but I mean, like, it's
Whoa.
called cinema magic.
Yeah, but see, again, another role, a very different character, very different
I had a
character.
lot of fun doing that. It's got a very cool, interesting Guy Ritchie aesthetic. You know, so we've got that coming out. I'm on the second season of Rana Naidu. Once again, I got the chance to collaborate with Karan Anshuman, who is my showrunner from Inside Edge. So had a lot of fun, very interesting, groovy, different sort of role for me. I've got this cute little rom-com coming out with Trida Chaudhary from Ashram.
Yes.
It's also got Nikita Amboli and Divya Agarwal in it. So very cutesy kind of rom-com set in set in London. And
that's coming on what?
I don't know whether it's going to be a theatrical release or it's going to be an OTT release.
Lovely, but we definitely look forward to that.
Yeah.
Because again, I think what a cop, a Parker.
I did a short film recently with Gajraj Rao called The Interview. I think it's going to be on the festival circuit soon. So
lovely.
Looking forward to that one as well.
Yeah, man.
A bunch of different things, you know.
Amazing, and keep pushing, keep growing, and you know, I wish you all the best in your career as well. And it's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
My pleasure. Absolutely.
So that was a fantastic conversation on the different facets of you as an actor. And it's time for another game.
Okay, let's go. Let's keep him coming.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. So this one is called the Rapid Fire Comic Quiz.
Okay.
All right. And so now I'm going to give you some character names.
Okay.
And you have to say something that comes to mind for each of these characters.
Okay.
All right. It's a speed test of your comic knowledge.
Yeah.
Batman.
Mysterious.
All right. Superman.
Colorful.
Wonder Woman.
Majestic.
All right. Let's go to Iron Man.
Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, man. Captain America.
Pride and national integrity.
Yep. Black Widow.
Sexy.
Well, that's correct. Hulk.
Indestructible.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Friendly neighborhood.
Yeah, literally. Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And Cyborg.
Cyborg. The Terminator of the DC universe.
Flash.
Here today, gone tomorrow.
Damn, he's really a comic fan, man. And you can really know that. And you really did well in that. Now it's time for us to go into something very interesting related to cricket.
Okay.
as you just spoke about how you are so passionate about cricket, this particular game is called Bollywood Sports Fantasy.
Oh wow, sounds cool.
It is, because you have to build a Bollywood fantasy cricket team, and with people whom you worked with, and maybe it's your co-stars, and if you had to assign them as maybe, you know, a batsman, a bowler, a captain on the spot.
So only men or men and women?
Men and women.
Men and women. Okay, men and women. Okay, done.
Let's go.
Okay, so to open the batting, I would have myself.
All right.
And as my partner, because I think he's really rock solid, I will have Angad Bedi. He's a fantastic cricketer in real life as well.
Oh, wow.
So no brainer. At number 3, I would have, who would I have at number 3? I would have someone who's got a little bit of Therav in his batting. I'll have Akshay Oberoi at number 3.
Okay.
At number 4, I would like someone, I'm guessing a T20 team, so we need someone with a bit of flair. At 4, I would get Ritwik at number 4. Number 5, well, this is my secret golden card to distract the opposition. I would have Neha Sharma.
Okay.
They would really not be focusing on the games. Right, she's going. Right.
That's a strategy there.
Yeah. At number 6, so that she can bat with her sister, who's also a tremendous athlete and very, very fit, I'd have Aisha. I don't know if she plays cricket, but we'd have Aisha.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. Jennifer and me have actually played some cricket. So she can put a little bit of spin. So I will put her at 7 as a spinner / lower middle order batsman. At number 8, I would have... Who do we put at number 8? Has to be someone from my circle, right? At number 8, I would have Jitendra Joshi.
Okay.
है ना? Because वो sledging का बाप है, and I definitely think he can bowl some googlies as well.
And 3 names, if you have to add from like maybe male or female actors from Bollywood, like hardcore Bollywood.
Okay, so number 9, I'll definitely have Siddhant Chaturvedi because he's a legit fast bowler.
Yes.
Right? So definitely I'll put him at number 9. At number 10, I believe Vicky Kaushal's a pretty handy player.
Oh, he is.
Yeah. So definitely I would put him, and I'm a big fan of his work, and yeah, he'd bring a lot of face value and oomph to our team. And at number 11, I would have Sayami Kher, who's also a friend, and she is an amazing cricketer. So I'll definitely have her. We've played a bunch of tournaments together.
Wow, that's an amazing dream team. It's like
This is an undefeatable team.
absolutely. I think we should create a show with this team.
Absolutely, let's go. Register the IP, let's go.
Whoa, man, amazing. Well, your fans are going to go crazy with this entire insight and, you know, the picture that you created. They can't wait to see this. I really hope कि ये match होए.
Hoga.
Definitely.
It's a match made in heaven.
Super, bro. All right, let's get back into the segment of asking Tanuj about his wonderful journey and unveiling his journey to you. And Tanuj, if you were to give a few words to your fans and people who are watching you on positivity, motivation, determination, and how you've made it from when you started to this superstar, versatile actor you are today.
Look, you just have to take one day at a time, one step at a time. And of course, you need to have a plan. But along with the plan, you also need to have the execution.
Yeah.
You know, and without that one commitment, you will never start. It's easy to say, मैं ये करूँगा, वो करूँगा, you'll never start. But without consistency, you'll never finish. So it's not just about what you'll see finally on screen. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that goes behind all of that. There are a lot of lonely moments and insecurities and doubts that creep in, and sometimes when your phone doesn't ring for new work and stuff. But you have to realize that it's how bad you can be on your worst day that truly defines the kind of individual you are, you know. And also, I think that bad days make good days better. It's as simple as that, right? So, because then you prove to yourself that you have that fire in your belly. You have what it takes to succeed at all costs. And success means different things to different people. For me, success is being the best version of yourself and being content with the kind of individual that you are. So for me, it's not measured by box office success or how many fans I have on social media or how many zeros I have in my bank account. You know, so I just think you need to every night when I go to bed, whether I'm shooting, whether I'm promoting, whether I'm at an event, whether I'm reading scripts, whether I'm just taking care of myself or whatever it is, I want to go and sleep peacefully with that, कि आज मैंने कुछ किया है, with that sukoon.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, that's most important. Just don't compare yourself to anyone else. Always strive to be the best version of yourself.
You guys heard that, and work hard, and if you put in your efforts and you're confident, you really work on your craft like how Tanuj does, and you make the right decisions, you will definitely be successful just like he is. So Tanuj, I have a little surprise for you. It's a kind gesture by our gifting partners where they want to gift you a few things, and we have this amazing homemade brand called Up Snack.
I love it.
Yes, they're Delhi based and they make a very, very unique product called Profi, and this is some amazing flavors of peanut butter.
Peanut butter, Up Snack.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is something that a small gift from.
Well, my wife's going to love these because she gets major munchies these days.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's really nice because it's gluten-free, no palm oil, no refined sugar, high protein.
Yes, and it's really tasty because I've had it. So
Fantastic.
and Profi is also something I think it's a brilliant concept of having coffee and protein mixed.
Right.
So I think that's going to be
Looking
fab.
forward to this.
Yes, so that's Up Snack for you, and we have some more.
Oh, wow.
So, well, this is the brand called Ashnam. They are a wonderful, a premium home decor brand.
Okay.
And they make, this is for you. Okay. They make, figurines out of poly resin.
Oh, wow.
And they were super excited that you're on the show. Right. And, they said, okay, Thomson, let's have this given to Tanuj. And there's a little, one more surprise. This is from us, courtesy of Team Thomson for the Thomson Andrews Show.
Aww.
And
looking forward to this, man. This is
yeah,
amazing.
man. So, and there's one more. This is by our wonderful hospitality partner, Novotel.
Very, very hospitable.
Yes, so this is something really cool from them for you, and all yours.
Thank you. Wow, heavy.
It is. There's a lot of sweets and some goodies to lift up the spirits. Thank you, Novotel.
Thank you, Novotel, and thank you all for all these amazing gifts here.
Yeah, man. And well, I do wish you all the best for everything that you're doing, and may you get tons of awesome films, some 100 CR projects that are coming up your way, and wish you lots of positivity and love.
Thank you very much.